We're talking about fake news, talking about its application to great international crises. I want to talk about the Iraq crisis of 2002 and 3 in a minute. But Robert Stewart, you have the microphone, and you've been looking very, very tirelessly for a long time now at fake news in Syria. Tell us about it.
Well, it's about a very particular report by the BBC, which was first broadcast at the precise moment that Parliament was voting on whether to bomb Syria back in 2013, August 2013. There was a BBC...
Purely by coincidence, of course.
Well, exactly. Too late to influence MPs because it was as the vote was taking place, but it was very interestingly timed, and it was a vote, a report which claimed to show a napalm attack on a school, or the aftermath of it, of victims rushing into a hospital to be treated. Now, aside from the fact that the main doctor in the report was the daughter of an opposition bigwig, a GMC registered doctor has declared the footage fake. I've been in touch with people who've spoken to witnesses in Syria who said this thing never happened, and this includes a Free Syrian Army fighter who has declared that this event in Aleppo never happened. There's so many discrepancies, and putting aside the fact that this is very likely a fabrication, if close examination of a BBC Panorama programme which went out a month later called Saving Syria's Children, which included extended sequences from this event, shows the BBC team of Ian Pannell, the reporter, and cameraman Darren Conway ensconced with a group called Ahrar al-Sham, which is a group which at that time was affiliated with ISIS, which was founded or co-founded by Osama bin Laden's chief courier, somebody who was implicated in the 2004 Madrid bombing. Now, Pannell and Conway were being chauffeured around Syria by Ahrar al-Sham. They go through an ISIS checkpoint, unscathed, which seems remarkable now. I mean, back in 2013, it could just about seem plausible. This was before the days of the high-profile, these horrible
beheadings.
And yes, and later on in the programme, the BBC team are filming up close and personal an ISIS vehicle with the militants, armed militants, climbing out of the back of it. I mean, there's so much about this. The white helmets are there in this broadcast, which is the white helmets described by John Pilger as a complete propaganda construct. Yeah, I mean, I've been pursuing this with the BBC since it took place. I went through their complaints procedure all the way up to the trust. They dismissed everything all the way, which isn't really surprising because this is serious. This is this isn't just David Attenborough poking a few termites with a stick, to ginger them up. This is very likely at best a kind of
no. It's mainstream journalism in the service of war and of war propaganda.